Hey, it's Rachel from All About Planners. In this video, I'm doing a review of the Full Focus Planner. This has been highly requested by you guys for probably more than a year now, and I'm finally just getting around to doing the video for it. So it is a 90-day undated planner. You get 2 pages to plan each day. There's lots of line writing space throughout, goal planning. It's a very functional layout. So let's have a closer look. So first things first, the page size. It's larger than A5, but smaller than what I would call a large page size, so it's kind of in between. It's about 6.25 inches wide by about 9.25 inches high. Now, because you get those 2 pages per day to plan, it is kind of chunky. It's about 1 inch thick, and it is kind of heavy as well. You're definitely going to notice this one in your handbag. It's pretty heavy. The cover's kind of plain. It's just got this like grey linen cover. You could maybe add some stickers to maybe make it a bit prettier because it is quite plain. So moving on to the inside, which is obviously the most important part of the planner. It's very well thought out. It has this contents at the front. It also has an index. All of the pages are numbered, so you can add your own references, like quick references at the back. And the other thing that I wanted to point out as well, so most stone-bound planners, for whatever reason, they never seem to have tabs. So I've seen a couple of planners do this, and I was really pleased that this one did. It really makes it functional. You can, as you can see, quickly flick between if you want the daily or the weekly or the goal planning pages. So it's kind of like a tab, and it's already pre-printed on the page. Really like that little extra well thought out feature. So as you can see, contents at the front, again, page numbers, you can find what you're looking for easily. So we start with the annual goals. There's lots of line writing space throughout. The paper is not the yucky yellow that you find in most stone-bound notebooks. It's not bright white either. It's probably more of like a cream color. It feels really smooth. I just know it's going to be really good to write on. Okay, so at the front you have the annual goals, and we go into the actual goal detail pages. So there's quite a few of these. As you can see, they keep going. There's tons of them. I do quite like the layout. Like, I like you've got a goal summary, some motivation, steps, reward, and the steps tracker. However, I just think that 1 page for each goal is not enough. I would prefer like 3 to 4 pages for each goal. Things like the next step section's a little too small. I just would prefer less goal detail pages, like less of these, and more pages per goal, if that makes sense. So you get quite a few of them at the front, and then after all of those, you have a couple of monthly calendars, so 90 days, it's around about 3 months. They're undated, you can use it whenever you want. So if you want to start it in March or another kind of odd time that most calendars don't start in, go ahead. It starts on a Monday, ends on a Sunday. The pages do lay flat, it's just that I haven't broken the spine yet, but as you can see, when I smooth them down, they do lay flat then. One thing about the monthly calendar, which I think is quite clever, I really like these little boxes down here, so you can track like your steps, your goals, your habits, etc. Just put like a little cross or colour in the box. They've got the box already for you to put in the date, or you could use some date dot stickers. So I know it's like a basic box kind of calendar, but I still think it's quite well thought out with those little extras. After the monthly calendars, they have this thing they call rolling quarters, which is basically just like a quarterly planner. So you can put January, February, March, or whatever you want to start it in. You've got all the dates listed down the side here. I would probably use this for goals. I would maybe put like goal 1, goal 2, and then what I'm intending to work on each day of the month. But they've left it pretty open-ended, so you can really use it however you like. Quite a few of those pages. Then we go to the daily rituals. So they kind of get you to break it down, well, they do, in super detail. So you've got morning ritual. So what are you doing, and the allotted time as well, and then you can tally up the total. I like that idea because obviously everyone's pretty much prone to overscheduling. So when you actually take note of how much time things are going to take versus how much you expected them to take, you do tend to schedule your time better. Now they have this thing, workday startup ritual and workday shutdown. So you could use this if you are self-employed, if you have a day job, or if you're doing your own business. You don't really have to be doing that though. If you like work at home mum or something like that, you could still use it. I don't think you have to be all like workday, okay, I actually have like a paying job kind of thing. I think anyone could use this. Then we go to the evening ritual. And then after that, we have the ideal week page. So they've scheduled it out in super detail, starting at 5 a.m. I definitely wouldn't be up at 5 a.m, but if you are, well, you can go ahead and start planning your day. It goes all the way through till 9 p.m. So probably would prefer if the times were maybe 7 until like 11, but Again, it's just personal preference. I'm a night owl. Maybe it will work for most people. I'm assuming they would have polled people or done some sort of study about the best time to wake up or whatever reason they did for starting it then. Starts on a Monday, ends on a Sunday. You get a full column for all of the days of the week so you can see everything on the one page. Good idea. The writing space is probably a little bit small. Probably fit maybe 2 to 3 words on that. But I do like that you can see everything all at once. So after the ideal week, the weekly overview, it goes into the daily pages, which is your ideal week as well. So you get to like pre-plan what you think would be a perfect week for you, and then you've got the actual planning pages after that. So you get a full 2-page spread for each day, including Saturday and Sunday, which is great because some planners will skip over that, or they'll try and combine Saturday and Sunday, and I'm like, that's when I need more time to write, not more space to write, not less. So in here we've got Wednesday. There's your little morning ritual and workday startup ritual to tick off. Now, I probably wouldn't refer back to that. I would just put it in here. By ritual, maybe they mean things like meditation or yoga or like clean your teeth, that kind of stuff. Because I would probably just be writing in everything in here, and I probably would be too lazy to refer back to those pages. Anyway, so we've got weeks left in the quarter. I really like that because it's kind of like a countdown, like get a move on, you know, you're running out of time to do your goals. And you got your daily big 3, other tasks. They have little code down here, which I really like. So you've got done, waiting for, delegate, defer, or delete. You can use the little symbols, or you could just use your own. You could color code instead, but I do like their little guide and their little, I guess, task, status tasks. They're pretty good. Then we go over here to the workday shutdown and then the evening ritual. And likewise with the weekly, like ideal week that I showed you just before, where it started at 5. So it starts at 5 and then finishes at 9 o'clock as well. Over here you have a jumbo notes page. Now it says notes, but you could really use this for tasks because it's got the little column on the side here where they have the suggested symbols, and then you've got a, they call it a little, well, they have a little clock. So I guess you could put like a time, a priority, how long you think it's going to take, how long it actually took. So anyway, there's a bit of space for you to write and a bit of flexibility in how you use the daily pages. Those are just how I would probably use them. I think I mentioned it before. All of the pages are numbered, so you can easily find what you're looking for. There are 2 built-in ribbon bookmarks as well, and there's also these little tabs there, so it shouldn't take you long to find it. Normally I avoid stone-bound planners for the reason that I just spend so long flicking trying to find where I'm up to, but with all of those well thought out little extras, I don't think you're going to have that problem in this planner. So after all of the weekly spreads, we then go into this weekly preview. Now, I kind of don't know why they call it a weekly preview. I'd probably call it a weekly review. So it has the same thing, the weeks left in the quarter, then your biggest wins, your after action review. I really like this thing with the percentage complete. So if you're working on a big goal and it just seems like it's never going to get done, then you can actually track how much it's complete to like motivate you and see, okay, I need to, you know, work on it more if I'm going to meet that goal. I just like the kind of like accountability factor that the little percentage thing adds. Then we go into what worked and what didn't, what you're going to improve on. And now this thing here I thought was quite clever. A list sweep. So you've got your deferred, delegated, and daily notes. So you can refer back to your daily pages and remember how they have those little symbols, and you can pick out which ones you like delegated and decide, am I going to schedule them for next week or am I just going to delete them all together? So again, makes you like go back and review, not just here's on my list, I tick things off and then I'm just going to rush to the next week. It makes you stop and think and then go back and see what you actually did or didn't do. Then we have the major events, deadlines, and tasks for the coming week. So maybe that's why they call it a preview, because then the next one starts straight after. But I would probably want like a pre-plan and then a review with maybe some more questions, more space for more of like reflection, more like strategies to improve. Anyway, after that we go to the weekly big 3. So this is what I would more call the pre-planning part. We go into what you want to do for the next week. So you've done your review on these pages, then you go into your plan for the next week. Lots of space to write, love that, and it's lined writing space, which is great. Then they have this weekend optimizer thing, which I thought was quite clever. So things like how much sleep did you get? Are you actually having fun? Like what are you doing with your time? I really quite like this, and then you can like tick it off and it reminds you to schedule in this stuff, not just all tasks, which I'm pretty prone to doing. I don't really schedule in things like watching a movie, so I do quite like that kind of accountability, not just for your tasks, but also for just like life in general. And then you have a really big lined notes page to do whatever you want with. So I know this planner is chunky, but it is because it has all of these extra pages. There's so much room to write. 2 pages per day, plus this weekly preview is 4 pages long. And you get that after every single one. So if you're looking for lots of room to write, you have big handwriting, definitely go for this planner. Probably the most space I've ever seen in a daily planner to write with. So these pages just continue the whole way through with the 7 days per week, and then the review, as you can see, the little countdowns on with the number of weeks left. If we keep going, already shows you the preview, that's one of the bookmarks. Another thing that's well thought out about it, they're different colors. One's orange, one's blue, contrasting color, love it. Sometimes they'll include one that's like a dark gray or a light gray in a planner, and I just don't understand that. I'm like, well, they're both grey, can we just make it different colours and bold colours so it's just easier to distinguish? So I really like that they have done that with this one. Another page I wanted to point out is the quarterly preview. So this one is a 90-day planner, remember, so at the back you get this quarterly preview. So we go biggest wins, after action review with the same thing with the little percentages, the same question, what worked and what didn't. I like that you get a lot more space to write down that this time in the quarterly review versus the weekly ones. Then we have what are you going to keep doing, prove on, what are you going to start doing, and stop doing. That's probably the most important. What are you going to stop doing? Again, lots of line writing space. Quite like those questions. Nothing's really like fluffy. It's all to the point, practical. Then it keeps going with lots more structured stuff for your quarterly review. So you got a life plan review, an annual goal review, the monthly calendar, ideal week, daily rituals, and then starting to set up the new planner. So I really like that it tells you go back and check what you had, you know, those morning rituals, the work ritual that I showed earlier. So it makes you go back, check it, see how it's changed before you start your next 90 days or start your next focus planner. Again, lots more lined writing space, which keeps going at the back, or you could make this into checklists because they have those extra columns. So you could number the task here, list the task out, how long you think it's going to take. There's plenty of these notes pages, especially given that it's only a 90-day planner. That's usually more, this is more notes pages than most planners would usually include, and they're like 12 months, so pretty generous. Then we have some sketches at the back, which, I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of like a cross between dot grid and graph paper. Not really a fan of it because it is very faint and hard to see. Probably just prefer just a basic dot grid, but anyway, it's there if you would like it. They have all different quotes throughout, which you probably noticed as I was flicking through. Not really like inspirational, more motivational, which I quite like. Keep going to the very back is that index. So remember, all of the pages are numbered so you can write out exactly what you want. So maybe you did some random brain dumping on one of the notes pages in the weekly preview, write it down here, put the page number, and then you can go find it easier. The index is at the very back so you can find these pages easier. Again, very functional, well thought out. After the index, they just have some resources, try and sell you some of their stuff. Skip over that. And then we go to the jumbo pocket folder. So if you like to use stickers, you could store them in here. It's quite roomy if you want sticky notes, etc. It does have an elastic band to keep it all closed. I just took it off to make it easier to film this review. So I hope you found this review helpful.